Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Yo. I think that was the first chime that I chanted this morning. I think I said Om Shanti Om internally a couple times. I think that was the first mantra that I externalized this morning. That felt so good. Because I almost didn't come out on this walk. Like, my hand holding the phone right now is cold as a motherfucker. But I am strong as a result of my training and preparation. So I can focus on what's important instead of allowing myself to be distracted or... Anyways. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murade Denata Narayana Vasudeva. I love you so much. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murade Denata Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murade Denata Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murade. You know what? What else made it so magical is that I was exhaling into my heart chakra as I started that mantra. Om Hare Om Hare Om Hare Om. You know the beautiful thing about beer, or like alcohol specifically? I feel like, I mean, this is like personally for me as a perfectionist and as someone who grew up in the Christian kind of, there's like a certain type of Christian environment that feels very judgmental when it comes to like, kind of like the, like, thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that, like the whole right and wrong aspect of that specific religion. And yoga is the same way. Like, yoga has, you know, if you want to live life in this way, then yoga has a million rules about how you should do it and how you shouldn't do it. And you know, people can get all caught up in like, literally, dude, you're not practicing yoga if you're in a frequency of judgment. I don't give a, like, that's not yoga. God is not judgmental of us ever. God literally just wants us to be our best self. He forgives us immediately for everything, simply from us humbly asking for forgiveness. He is ever merciful. He, she is the greatest leader of all time. But when we're not acting in alignment with our highest potential, then naturally we're going to feel kind of judgmental about ourselves. And when we feel judgmental about ourselves, then we fear judgment from other people, from external sources. And that fear of judgment from the external world creates a frequency or a perception where we end up projecting judgment as a result of that fear of judgment on ourselves. We end up projecting that judgment externally on other people and on the world. But when you drink a couple beers, and then you realize like, oh, I'm still alive. Wait a minute, I could worship God, but I could have this experience at the same time. Oh, so like I could get what's beautiful about beer which is just not giving a fuck so much. Like, stop taking life too seriously, because there's a beautiful balance somewhere in between taking life too seriously and not taking life seriously enough. And either one of them, if you have an imbalance, is gonna fuck with your productivity. But if you can find that perfect balance where things that you should take seriously, like problems in the world and finding solutions for them, that shit you do take seriously. And then things that you shouldn't take seriously, like all the dumb shit that we think about ourselves, and like me filming yoga videos. Like, dude, I'm a yoga teacher. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. And that's when I'm in my best, like, energy. That's when I'm happiest. That's when I'm when I feel like there's literally, I am in perfect alignment with my highest purpose, my highest potential in this life. It's when I'm teaching a yoga class. But I take myself too seriously. And I've allowed that, like, ego nonsense where I'm like, oh, but the videos aren't going to be perfect the first time. And fucking, like, oh, what if I make a mistake? Oh, the mic's not going to be perfect. Oh, I got to figure out how to frame it. Well, motherfucker, other than practicing, I don't know how exactly you expect yourself to create solutions to those problems that you're creating for yourself. Like, that's an interesting thing too. 99% of our problems in life are self-induced. They're created by ourselves, and that can be something that people don't want to accept, but it's actually really freeing to accept the fact that you are the cause of all of your problems, because then that like, like 1, 2, 3, that it's undeniable that if you are the cause of your problems, then you are also able to be the solution to your problems. And when we can stop externalizing our problems, to be clear, anything in life that causes you to embody a lower vibration, that causes you to go into a vibration of judgment or fear or negativity, which is literally what the news is designed to do. The news is designed to put you in a low frequency where you're judging other people and thinking negatively about yourself and everyone else in the world instead of thinking about God. When you think about God, your vibration raises instantly. When you practice gratitude, your vibration raises instantly. And the reason why your vibration raises is because ultimately you know that it's going to be okay. If there is a divine, perfect, literally the energy of infinite love, if there is a creator that is made of love, that is in control of everything, that knows everything of the past, that knows everything of the present, and that knows everything of the future, as human beings who are limited, if we can form a relationship with that creator, with that creative energy, and that relationship is strong enough to where it gets us to the point of trust, where we can actually surrender all of our anxieties and fears about the future and all of our attachments to the past that still create bondage and still lower our vibration in the present and stop us from being our best selves. If we can actually trust God 100%, then we can let all that shit go and we can actually be present. And when we are present, we are infinitely powerful in our ability to worship God, our ability to spread love, to spread positivity, to make the world a better place. We are infinitely powerful. Now tell me, have you ever watched the news and they filled you with the knowledge and the inspiration, the understanding that you are infinitely powerful and that you personally, as a result of intense discipline and sacrifice and love and devotion and dedication, that you can change the world, you can make the world a better place? They're never going to tell you that because they don't want you to change the world. They want you to feel like shit. They want you to live in hell on earth. So it is your responsibility to turn that shit off, to close your eyes, and to figure out how you can create an internal environment that is reflective of the environment that you imagine heaven to be. When you imagine heaven, what does that feel like? How do you feel when you don't have any desires, when you don't have to be anywhere else, when you are focused intensely on living out your purpose in the present moment? How does that feel? Like when you have earned some beautiful experience with your soulmate, when you guys are adventuring, when you guys are having some kind of like memory that you'll never forget, that will be something that you think about 50 years from now and smile and practice gratitude and appreciation. That energy, you can be in that energy all the time. So stop paying attention to that nonsense and be a leader.